Good afternoon. My name is Mona Magnovelus, and I'm the National President of the Autism Society Philippines. Welcome po sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin over Facebook Live to another Q&A session with our experts. So, gusto ko lang po sabihin na itong session na pong ito ay hindi po replacement ito sa face-to-face na pag-check up sa mga anak ninyo. Hindi rin po ito replacement kung halimbawa po may urgent medical need na po ang mga anak ninyo. So, ito po ay para lang gumaang ang ating mga kalooban at sagutin ang ating mga tanong ngayong kakaiba ang ating sitwasyon sa buhay. Napakaswerte natin kasi marami tayong mga kaibigan na mga professionals na tumutulong sa Autism Society Philippines para gumanda naman ang ating buhay, no, habang naka-ECQ tayo lahat. So hindi ko na po papatagalin. I would like to introduce everyone to our guest this afternoon. She is a neurodevelopmental pediatrician affiliated with the Philippine Children's Medical Center. And let's all welcome Dr. Kathryn Braganza. Hello po.
Hi, Ma'am Mona. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me.
Quick question lang ha, before you start going through the questions na pinadala na sa atin. Ano po ang difference ng developmental pediatrician at saka neurodevelopmental pediatrician? May kaibahan ba yun?
Actually po, that's a common question. We belong to the same society, which is the Philippine Society of Behavioral and Developmental Pediatricians, but ang ano lang po namin, difference yung sa training po. In PCMC kasi we spent a year of our training in child neurology. That's why yun po yung tawag. But same rin naman po yung society namin.
Okay, sige. Let's begin, Doc Kat. Sagutin niyo na po ang mga questions na pinadala sa atin ng mga ASP members.
Okay. First question po, actually you have ang dami pong questions na very interesting. So I'll go through the questions one by one. So hopefully po masagot ko yung lahat ng questions nyo. From Mommy Crystal. Ang question po niya, pag early intervention for autism po kaya ang diagnosis ni Doc, posible pa po ba siyang gumaling? So, first, ang ano natin, I think ang ano niya is yung recommendations nung developmental pediatrician niya was to do early intervention. So, ano po ba ang early intervention? Bakit gusto natin? Lahat po kasi ngayon, sinasabi natin early intervention. The reason for that is marami po kasing evidence na nagsasuggest na ang early brain development ay experience dependent. So it is best po na early on maturuan na yung mga bata. And nababago pa po yung developmental trajectories with appropriate early intervention. Sa Philippines po, yung Philippine Pediatric Society, ang ano po namin is to see children within the first 1,000 days. So yung mga 3 years old po, kailangan na screen sila ng maayos, not just for medical concerns, pati po yung development and nutrition so that we could advise early on. So ang kasama po sa early intervention, parental counseling, how to respond well to their kids, how to stimulate their child's development, and specific developmental therapies like occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech therapy. So, particularly for autism, yung mga studies po would suggest na yung mga batang nag-undergo ng early intervention, they develop better IQ, adaptive behavior, and they have less autism spectrum disorder symptoms when they start their intervention early. So, actually parang connected po yung second question from Mommy Marilyn. Sabi po niya, kapag po ba na-diagnose ng ASD, for life na po ba or lifetime na yon? Actually po, ito po, yung mga previous, po kasi, literature, previous studies, previous mga books po would say that autism is a lifetime diagnosis. However, recent studies, particularly po, there are two studies po that says na in children with, in adults with autism, there are 10 to 20% na hindi na nila later on na-fulfill yung criteria for autism. However, kahit po ganun, specifically for these studies, sinabi po dito na they still have difficulties with social understanding, pragmatic language, attention, and emotional maturity and self-control. Kaya po, kung ang tanong nyo, sa tingin ko po, lifetime, dapat po magkukonsulta pa rin tayo para at least namomonitor pa rin po yung development ng bata. Okay? Next, from Mommy Rosana. Ilang years po ba dapat magpa-reassessment? Halimbawa, 2017 yung last assessment, kailan po ulit pwede? So, ito, actually, sa clinics po kasi, we depend the reassessment or schedule for reassessment kung ano po yung goals natin para sa bata. Meron pong iba, pinapabalik ng 4 to 6 months, as early as 4 to 6 months, iba po 8 months, iba 1 year, kasi po meron tayong mga minomonitor po na development ng bata. So, for this question, I think po for Mommy Rosana, it is best po na mapatingnan na ulit po yung anak nyo. Kasi po, ideally, kung dun sa mga wala masyadong problem, ideally po at least once a year napapatingnan po yung bata para magabayan po namin kayo kung ano na yung mga next na goals natin. Kasi, di ba, as they grow, meron na pong ibang mga expectations, may iba na po na kailangan nilang magawa. So, at least po magabayan kayo. At yung iba pa pong mga professionals na nakakakita rin sa anak nyo. At least, namomonitor sila, nakikita rin kung nag-i-improve sila. Okay? Okay, next, from Mommy Jeneline. My daughter was diagnosed with GDD, tapos nagpa-second opinion ako, then sabi ng DevPed is mild ASD. Ngayon po ay 7 na siya. 3 years old siya nung nag-start magpa-therapy. Signs of autism ay wala na aside from sa speech niya. Posible po ba nagkamali ang second diagnosis sa kanya? Nagka-sepsis kasi siya nung pinanganak ko. Ang sabi ng neurologist, magkakaroon ng mga delays na nangyari nga sa kanya. But signs of autism wala na. I don't know po kung dahil lang ba sa maagang intervention kaya siya nag-improve ng ganon. So, na-discuss nga po natin, maganda po kasi ang madudulot ng early intervention. Tapos yung sa question niya po na kung nagkamali po ba, it's quite hard to comment on that. However, looking at that po, sa tingin ko po as developmental pediatrician, yung nakakita po na doktor dun sa anak nyo, the diagnosis was based on a diagnostic criteria. So, pwede po kasi na habang lumalaki po yung bata, nag-e-evolve po yung mga simptomas. So, pwede po yung mga dati pong mga simptomas na nakikita natin sa kanya, ngayon po iba na siya. So, it would still be best to have your child monitored. No? So, pwede po kasi na yung sinabi dito ni Mommy Jeneline na wala na siyang signs ng autism, baka nag-evolve na po yung signs. So, kung dati, kung hindi siya nagsasalita, ngayon baka nakakapagsalita na siya, but we still have to check other factors like comprehension, ganun po. Okay? So, from Daddy Vic, so, ito controversial to ngayon kasi di ba yung medical marijuana, ang tanong kasi ni Daddy Vic, can cannabis or cannabidiol cure autism? So for this po, actually wala pa pong mga studies on autism. There are anecdotal reports that would say na it helps for severe behavioral concerns, pero pa rin po siya, hindi pa po ganun kalaki po yung pool ng data for us to recommend the use of cannabis. Parang more po to, siguro connected to kung halimbawa nagsi-seizure, yung mga severe but for autism itself, wala pa po. Okay? From Mommy Wendy, may anak po akong 8 years old. Siya po ngayon ay kasalukuyan ko pa pong pinapasok ng daycare kasi po late po kanyang development. Hindi pa po siya nakakapagsalita ng ayos. Hindi po siya makasabay sa mga gawain sa school. May posibilidad po ba na isa siyang ASD? For this question, actually, let's go back to the symptoms of autism. Di ba po kasi ang autism po, impairment po sa social communication, at saka meron silang repetitive behaviors or interest. So, based on the history po na sinabi sa tanong ni Mami Wendy, siguro po masasabi natin may problem siya with speech, but that's not enough to diagnose autism per se. So, I think po for this one, I suggest para po matulungan po ang inyong anak, mas maganda pong magpakonsulta na as soon as you can. Kasi it would also help para at least madirect po kayo kung ano pa po yung mga pwede nating magawa with your child. Kasi po baka po ang focus natin more of yung yung speech niya, yung po pala, hindi pa po siya, wala pa po siyang magandang work behavior. Kasi isa rin po yun sa tinitingnan natin. Kasi paano natin sila matuturuan magsalita kung hindi pa po sila marunong makinig or makipag-participate po dun sa learning activities. Okay. Yun, kasi sabi niya nga rin po, hindi pa rin po siya makasabay sa mga gawain sa school. So I think for Mommy Wendy, it would be best po na mapa-evaluate siya para at least ma-guide po kayo kung ano yung mga next nating gagawin. So next, for Mommy Aya, from Mommy Aya, is it true that trauma during pregnancy or childhood can cause autism? So for this one, actually, wala pa po talagang studies on trauma during pregnancy or early childhood. During pregnancy po, ang mga recent studies po na connected po are high fever during pregnancy, mga ganun po, or ano pa ba, exposure to pollution. Pero yung for trauma po, wala pa pong evidence that it could cause autism. Okay. So next, we go to the, yung sa mga questions on diet, nutrition, and sleep. So from Mommy Crystal, totoo po bang bawal ang foods like preservative food, fast food, MSG, and chocolate? So if you look at the study, sabi naman po nila, hindi siya bawal pero give in moderation. Pero as parents, di ba po, we would want to give the best to our kids. So ang suggestion ko po, you look at the nutritional content of the food pa rin po. So kung halimbawa, ganun po, yung kung maraming preservatives, diba po, hindi siya maganda sa nutrition ng bata. So, I think it would still be best na i-limit po natin yung pagbigay nitong mga to. So, I think during the quarantine, we have a lot of time to prepare fresh food, tapos wala rin po masyadong fast food na available. I think this would be the best time that we could, we could introduce to our kids in eating the right food each time. So yun po. So chocolates, There are studies po kasi, or yung iba kasi sabi nila parang nagiging hyper daw po pagka maraming chocolates. Chocolates po kasi simple sugar siya. So kung halimbawa, nakakain yung bata ng marami siyang energy na kailangan i-spend. Kaya po siguro ganun. Ang ano ng ang connotation, if you give chocolates, parang magiging hyper yung bata. I think hindi naman po yung talagang walang-wala, but you have to give in moderation. Everything naman po, when given in moderation, would be okay. Okay? So from Mommy Marilyn, do you recommend fish oil? And meron po siyang sinabing specific na milk formula. So fish, let's start with the fish oil. So there are several studies na po that proves the efficacy and safety of giving fish oil. Di ba po, fish oil, meron po yung omega-3. Tapos omega-3 helps in brain development. So ako po personally, since marami naman pong na safe siya, ibigay sa mga bata. So you can give fish oil, but you still have to kasi hindi lahat ng may fish oil or omega-3 parang siya. Minsan kasi sasabihin nila this has omega-3 or with DHA siya, pero pagka tinignan niyo po yung content, hindi naman pala enough dun sa hindi naman siya enough. So I think it is still best to consult your doctor about it. So yung specific milk formula, actually ito po, very popular po itong milk formula na to. But then, kaya ako po particularly, I look at the studies on this milk. Wala pa po kasing studies na nagsasabi na safe talaga siyang ibigay sa mga bata. So, at saka effective po talaga siya. So, kung sa akin po, I'm hesitant to advise yung mga milk formula po that promises na makakapagsalita kagad yung bata or mawawala kagad yung symptoms. So, para pong too good to be true. So, I think, pa rin po, it is best to consult your doctor pagka personally. Pero kung ako po personally, I wouldn't recommend yung specific milk formulas like that. Okay, next. From Daddy Brian. Anak ko sobrang obsessed sa fried chicken. Kahit yun lang ulamin niya buong araw. Magta-tantrums kung hindi siya bibigyan. Okay, so yun yung first question niya. So, usually po kasi pagka ganyan, meron talagang ibang bata na meron silang food na parang specific na yun yung gusto nilang kainin. So, what we could do with this, siguro po, try nating i-shift yung yung obsession niya sa fried chicken. So, what you can do, yung tawag nga nila parang chaining, yung from fried chicken, you think of something po na ganun din yung lasa, ganun din yung texture, pero hindi na po siya fried chicken. So, you could try siguro po yung kung homemade na chicken nuggets o kaya fish nuggets. Tapos po, gradually po, mag-introduce kayo ng ibang food. Kasi po, syempre, again, ang natin, yung nutritional content din dun sa kakainin ng bata. So, I think it would be best po na you try to start introducing different food, different textures, pero gradual po yun. Hindi po, you wouldn't expect po na pagkahalimbawa, na kayo na nainis kayo kasi obsessed siya masyado, tapos bigyan nyo kagad ng ibang food. Hindi po parang yun, automatic na magugustuhan niya yun. So, you have to gradually introduce other food that has the same taste and texture dun sa mga favorite niya. Okay? Tapos, ito po galing din po kay Daddy Brian. Madalas sumisigaw kung susuwayin at tumatawa siya na siya lang mag-isa. Ano po ang mga dapat gawin? Okay? So ito, Usually po kasi may reason po kasi nga po ang problem with some of our kids, they have difficulties with social communication. So minsan po kasi pagka ganyan sumisigaw or tawa sila ng tawa, sometimes meron silang mga naiisip or na-imagine na hindi lang nila nasasabi sa atin. So what we could do, para po alam nila na willing tayong makinig at interesado tayo kung ano po yung nararamdaman nila, we could always ask them, ano ba yung bakit ka tumatawa? Di ba po tayo minsan din, ganun din, parang meron ka maiisip tapos you feel like magsasmile ka, but tayo po kasi, alam natin kung nakita mo may nakatingin sa iyo yung anak mo, you could tell him na kasi naalala ko ganyan. Parang sila, we just have to give them opportunities to express kung ano po yung naiisip nila para next time i-share din po nila sa atin. Ganun din po yung sa pagsigaw kung susuwayin. So you just have to make them feel na receptive kayo or interested kayo kung ano po yung nararamdaman nila. Okay? So, sa next two questions po, actually po ito para silang connected. So, from Mommy Maribel, ang sabi po ni Mommy Maribel, hirap po matulog ang anak ko. Any suggestions? Tapos ganun din po yung kay Mommy Rose. Hirap siya makatulog hanggat di tulog ang lahat. I work from home for call center po. Gising po talaga siya hanggang 4 a.m. Sinasabayan niya ako. Nagre-reseta po ba ang DevPed sa ganyan? Okay, so for these two questions, so related siya sa sleep. Actually po, ang sleep po is a very common problem in children with autism. So studies have shown na 70% po ng mga batang may autism, meron po silang sleep difficulties. Ang explanation po nun, yung chemical po that helps us sleep, which is melatonin, kulang raw po yung utilization sa brain. Kaya po, nahihirapan silang matulog. So, what do we do about it? First po, I would suggest you have to do sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene meaning, isama nyo po dun sa routine ng anak nyo na meron pong specific time na parang magsisettle down na kayo sa gabi, meaning pagkakain, paliliguan siya, tapos yung wala na pong masyadong mga physical movement, relax na po, na magbabasa na lang kayo sa room, nandoon na po siya sa comfortable na area sa house, tapos magsa-start na para po alam niya, yung parang kasama na sa routine niya na ito, sa start na akong, malapit na kaming matulog. So isama niyo po doon yung bedtime stories or yung nagkwekwentuhan kayo, so ganun po. So ito po, so yun po yung isang pwede nating gawin. Ang problem po kay Mommy Rose kasi, di ba parang sabi niya nga po, she works from home. So I think for Mommy Rose, what we could do, hingi po tayo ng tulong sa ibang mga kasama sa bahay, like sa asawa niyo po or kaya yung ibang mga kasama niyo pa sa bahay na sila muna yung magmo-monitor o sasamahan po yung anak niyo na yung pupunta sa room, magbabasa, nakapatay na yung light, ganun po. So isa rin pong common problem kasi kung bakit hindi po sila nakakatulog. Minsan kasi yung sleep rin po sa tanghali. Many of the parents that I work with, yung po ang problem nila. Pag pinatulog po nila ng mga 2 o'clock, magigising raw po 5. Tapos, ang next na natulog, 2 a.m., gano'n. So, you have to, to regulate the sleep during the day. So, kailangan po nap time as much as possible, lang po talaga. Mabilis lang rin po talaga. Tapos, the child also has to have a lot of activities at home. Kasi po, ngayon mahirap pa naman yan kasi parang nandoon lang talaga sila sa bahay. Pero dapat po may mga physical activities pa rin. So kanina po merong yoga class. So I think ganun po, you include that in the routine. Kasi po kung wala rin silang physical activity, parang nakaslouch lang sila buong day, baka rin po mahihirapan sila start rin ng sleep. So you have to include that in your routine as well. Tapos, nagre-reseta po ba ang DepEd sa ganyan? Meron pong some of us recommend the intake of melatonin, pero ano rin po siya, parang dependent on the child pa rin po. So it would still be best to consult your doctor about it, kung ilang milligrams po yung kailangan para dun sa bata. Para at least may nagmo-monitor din po. Kasi hindi siya, depende rin po dun sa edad at timbang ng bata kung ilan po yung ibibigay natin. Okay? So, from mommy, yes. Ang anak ko po is turning 9 this May. May ASD po siya, pili lang kinakain po. Tapos pag ibang food, inaamoy niya muna. Bakit po kaya? So this is related to Daddy Brian's question earlier, yung food sensitivity nila. Diba? Kasi very common po yun. Kasi part of sensory sensitivity po yung sa food. Means meron silang mga lasa lang na gustong yun lang yung kinakain, or mga amoy lang na gusto nilang yun lang po yung limited lang doon. So, ang suggestion ko po dito, ganun din po. Kung meron siyang mga certain food na kinakain, I would suggest gradually nyo pong dagdagan. Ang sabi po dun sa mga food, mga researches on food intolerance, usually daw po, ang bata, dapat lalasahan niya, or the child should be exposed to a certain food item several times before niya raw po magustuhan talaga. So, ang sinasuggest nila, just offer. So, kung halimbawa, ayaw niya, patikim niyo po. Kung halimbawa, ayaw niyang kainin, okay lang, next time na naman. So, kung patikim niyo ulit. Usually raw po, aabot yun ng mga 15 times bago po para ma-sensitize po yung panlasa. Tapos, matotolerate na nila. So, don't force it, but you have to at least offer. Okay? And then, next, from Mommy Celine, yung anak ko po kasi, meron po ASD, 8 years old na po siya. Nakakasabay naman po siya sa school, nagsasalita, pero hindi pa rin po siya ganun kadaldal. Saka pili po sa pagkain, okay lang po ba yun? Nahinto po kasi siya sa therapy. So, ito po, ang I think for Mommy Celine, I think it would be best po na, sabi niya po, nakakasabay naman sa school, pero hindi pa rin po nagsasalita. I think it would be best po to check the child's developmental progress as of this time. Pagka 8 years old po kasi ang natin, parang na siya, nakakasabay na po siya sa conversations, right? Tapos may maganda na pong comprehension, tell na po ng mga short stories. So it would be best po to have the child assessed for the developmental profile right now, para po makapag-suggest tayo. Kung hindi man po yung still, ang po natin, formal na therapy, pero kung hindi man po, at least mabigyan po kayo ng mga suggestions on how you can help your child achieve yung kung ano po yung ina-expect para sa age niya. Okay. So, next question po. Actually, ito po yung mga magandang ngayon kasi COVID-related po siya. Okay? So, ang sabi po dito, wala pong name yung pero sabi po niya, tumatakbo ang 20-year-old na anak ko na non-verbal palabas ng bahay dahil nawala yung schedule niya. Palaging galit at gusto lumabas. Natatakot ako na mahuli ng pulis o kaya ay mahawa sa iba. So ito po kasi malaki po tong challenge for everyone ngayon. Kasi nga po, di ba, ang ano po ng ating mga anak, meron silang routine. So ngayon, dahil nga po nawala yung routine nila, marami pong mga bata na nagkakaroon po ng problem. Actually po, sabi nga po, meron pong post si Temple Grandin. Si Temple Grandin po, isang advocate po ng autism, who was diagnosed with Asperger syndrome. Sabi niya nga po, easier said than done na mawala yung routine tapos mapapalitan niyo siya. Pero sa ngayon kasi wala tayong choice but to set a schedule. So actually po, maganda pong dito, mamaya i-share ko kay Ma'am Mona para ma-share din po namin sa inyo na ito po yung mga pwede nyong gawin habang ngayon, yung situation po natin ngayon. So you have to set a schedule. So routine, schedules, and figuring out what helps you cope. So since nabago yung routine nila, you need to make a new routine for your child. So kahit po bago na yung routine, kailangan po maparamdam nyo pa rin sa kanila na kailangan pa rin nilang gumising, get ready for school, just like we always have, even though we are doing it at home. So para pong isa-simulate lang natin yung routine nila dati, pero sa bahay po natin gagawin. Parang ganun po. Tapos sabi niya nga po, show no fear. Pwede po kasi na as parents, anxious din po tayo sa mga nangyayari. So parang nakikita nila sa atin yung fear. So minsan, ina-act out din po nila. So as much as possible, we have to be strong for our kids. Tapos, sabi po niya, fun over fear. So, instead of, ibaling natin yung attention natin sa ibang mga bagay. Well, in this article, she suggested na tayo ng board games. Actually po, this is a good time to bond with our kids using board games o kaya kahit po manood ng mga movies or videos together, diba? Parang it's a good time for us to get to know our kids. Tapos, in some kids po, or some therapy centers po kasi, they do video therapy. So, it is, Temple Grandin also suggested that you have to be involved in the therapy. So, kung halimbawa po, para po at least alam din ng bata na involved kayo, nandiyan kayo, ma-appreciate niya po yung ginagawa nyo. So, for this one, ang number one po, dapat magkaroon kayo ng bagong routine sa bahay. So, yung po kasi, I think, hindi po kasi, ngayon talaga kasi hindi talaga natin pwedeng payagan na lumabas. Parang for his safety din po yun. At saka, baka po mas mahirap pa po kasi kung lumabas siya, tapos may mahawaan siya, mas mahirap pa po yung later na pwedeng mangyari. Okay, next, my son bites his nails and doesn't wash his hands all the time. What can I do? Okay, so ito po, very important po kasi ngayon na talagang hanggat maaari maya-maya nagwa-wash tayo ng hands with soap and water, tapos hindi lang yung simple hand washing, kailangan talaga nalilinis yung hands. So I think what we can do here, try pa rin po natin na turuan yung anak natin na mag-wash ng hands mabuti, yung proper hand washing. Tapos sabi po kasi dito ni Mommy, with COVID is lifted, I'm not confident he can follow hygiene protocols when he is in school. Any suggestions? So yun po, you could, as I said, you still have to try to teach your child the proper hand washing. Kung halimbawa, ayaw niya po talaga, kasi yun po, nagbabite pa naman ng nails. So, kailangan talaga, as much as possible, maya-maya siya mag-wash ng hands. If first comes to worst, kailangan turuan siya ng ibang means, like putting alcohol, hand sanitizer, o kaya wipes po. Para po to supplement po the hand washing. Okay. And then, there are questions po on speech and language, but I will reserve these questions po for Teacher Susie, or kasi po alam ko po, nakita ko po sa tomorrow po meron din po siyang sessions. So, pero pwede natin siyang balikan po pagka natapos na po natin yung ibang mga katanungan. So, I'll move to the screen time. So this is from Mommy Mary Ann. My son is 25 years old and was diagnosed with ADHD and OCD. He takes meds for both. He stopped going to school when he was 12. Our constant struggle is getting him to stick to a limited time on the computer. He has limited interest and rarely agrees to try other activities. So any advice? So for this one, there are some kids po kasi na we just have to try and try until you get to their interest. If you let them, po kasi talaga, if you let them be exposed to screen, since ang dami-dami po dyang games, videos na they could watch all day, kaya talaga po nila na all day lang nandiyan dyan. Ang suggestion ko po, you still have to expose him to other activities. Baka po later on, makita po natin kung ano po yung magiging interest niya. So, other activities like, kung kaya nyo po to do board games with a child, o kaya crafts, arts, painting, drawing, kung ano po yung mga yung mga sa tingin niyo po magiging interest niya. Tapos support that. Kasi po, kung hindi natin i-shift yung attention niya to any other thing, we'll just tell him na stop using the computer or stop watching videos. Mangyayari po, po talaga, mahihirapan tayong i-limit yung time niya to computer. So, ang suggestion ko po yun, nyo po siya, expose nyo po siya sa other activities. Okay? So, from Mommy CJ, what could be recommended replacement behavior for self-injurious action, hitting face when he is upset? So, okay. So, usually po kasi, so ito po ang naman ni Mommy CJ, nag-hit siya ng face niya pagka upset siya. So, let's try to find out ano po ba yung mga nakakapagpa-upset sa kanya. Tapos, let's try to address that. Kasi kung any replacement behavior, I think we have to find the cause of the behavior first and then address that. Yun po. Tapos, next from Daddy Nathaniel. The first assessment done at Amang Rodriguez Hospital last 2016 has mild autism and severe hyper. Ngayon dapat schedule namin is April 10. Kaso may lockdown. Nag-undergo siya ng OT 1 year and 5 months. Ngayon wala na po. Ask ko lang po sana kung may pwede po akong gawin para tumigil siya magpukpok ng dingding namin. So ito po. Usually po kasi, meron pong reason why they are doing those things. Pwede po kasi nagpupukpok siya ng dingding kasi yun yung parang nakakapagpa-relax sa kanya, yung sound po ng pagpupukpok niya or yung feeling po na nagpupukpok siya. So you have to find out kung ano po yung reason. Parang yung kaninang question po, you have to find out the reason why your child is doing that. So, kung halimbawa hindi nyo po talaga ang suggestion ko po, you have to give him other activities para he could stop doing those things. Minsan po mahirap kasi iba-iba nga po sila ng mga interest, iba-iba sila ng gustong gawin. So, kung halimbawa yun lang po yung gusto niya talagang gawin, try something na similar to that. Halimbawa po, mga mga activities po that requires na nagpupukpok rin siya. Diba po, meron yung toy na yung pinupukpok nila. So, pwede po yun. Or any any crafts po that you could do at home that would also include po yung pagpupukpok. You could try those activities po para at least ma-shift po yung attention niya dun sa pagpupukpok po, away from the pagpupukpok ng dingding. Also, usually po kasi they do that minsan pagka wala silang ginagawa. So you could try to make him busy with other things. Actually po marami pong mga activities kasi nabanggit nga po dito ni Daddy Nathaniel. Limited din po talaga tayo ng COVID ngayon, enhanced community quarantine. Ang suggestion ko po pagka ganun, hanap po kayo. Marami po ngayong mga available po na mga activities po sa marami po mga available activities that you can access online. Marami pong mga centers po na nag-offer po ng ng mga free trainings po for parents. I-make nyo po, grab this opportunity po para makahanap po kayo ng mga things that you could let your child do. Okay? Next, from Sister Arlene. Arlene, how can we stop my 27-year-old brother from self-inflicted injuries when he is angry or hyper? So ito po, again, you have to find the cause po. Bakit po ba siya nagagalit? So, you try to find that out para po hindi na mapupush dun sa na magagalit siya. Tapos, in some extreme cases po kasi, I think you have to consult with your doctor about it. Kasi po kung halimbawa po hindi talaga mapigilan, baka kailangan na po nating mag-start ng medication. But for now, ang suggestion ko po, you have to find out bakit po niya ginagawa yun. Kasi ito naman po, sabi niya pag nagagalit daw or nag-hyper, kaya niya ginagawa yun. And still, you have to have an activity para po mabusy siya, hindi niya maisip gawin yung mga bagay na yun. Okay? Next, from Mommy Teen, why do they have an attitude na mananakit sa iba? Dati naman wala. My son has mild autism, mahilig manuntok. So, again, usually po may reason po why ginagawa niya ito. So, you have to find out kung ano po yung reason kung bakit siya nanununtok. Isa pong, lagi ko po tinatanong to sa mga parents kung saan nila nakita. Minsan po kasi baka po nakita sa pinapanood or baka meron tayong hindi alam na na-expose siya sa panununtok kaya po niya mini-mirror or ginagaya. So you have to find out the reason why ganun po yung ginagawa niya. Tapos tapos yung po yung i-treat nyo. Okay? Next, from Mommy Maricel, ano po kaya dapat gawin pag nagwawala na sila? Ang hirap kasi sila pigilan at anong magandang activities ang pwede nilang gawin habang nasa bahay? 3 years old po ang anak ko. Okay. So, pag nagwawala na sila, so usually po ito, tantrums, di ba po? Usually, pagka nagta-tantrums po, again, may cause rin po yan. So, you have to find out kung ano po yung cause, bakit sila nagta-tantrums. Tapos, minsan po kasi, you have to, ang lagi ko pong sinasabi sa mga parents, kailangan po kasi, minsan, lang siya, lang po ng attention, di ba? Minsan nagta-tantrum sila, nagwawala sila to just get your attention. So, kung kung nakikita nyo pong parang lagi na lang nagwawala na naman, so you could try to ignore. Tapos you have to be consistent. Minsan po kasi nafi-feed din po natin meaning pagka halimbawa meron silang gustong bagay, nagwala, bibigay po natin kung ano po yung gusto nila. Diba po ganun minsan ang nangyayari. So what we could do, lagi ko po sinasabi sa parents, you have to be consistent. Pagka sinabing hindi pwede, hindi po talaga pwede. So pwede nyo pong, kung halimbawa po nagwawala siya kasi meron siyang isang gustong bagay na makuha, you could distract the patient, your child, ano nyo po, bigyan nyo po ng something else. So halimbawa, gusto niya po ng iPad, yan yung usually galit nila, gusto nila mag-cellphone, mag-iPad, sabi nga po natin, limited, di ba? So kung gusto niya yun, try nyo pong iba yung ibigay. Instead of iPad, you could give the child a toy na gustong-gusto niya, or ano nyo po, i-distract nyo, makipaglaro kayo ng ball with the child. Parang ganun po. Tapos, ano po magandang activities pwede nilang gawin habang nasa bahay. So, 3 years old po ang anak ko. So, it would depend kung ano po yung mga hilig niya. So, for 3 years old po kasi, ano po ba yung usually mga activities na gusto nilang gawin. Marami po ngayon sa mga websites po na parang sinasuggest sila na mga you could do experiments with your child. Like para lang at least busy sila, you could do tracing, mga ganun po. Kung 3 years old po kasi, di ba, we're expecting na nagsa-start pa lang po yan mag-scribble. So you could ask your child to color. Suggestion ko rin po, merong mga readily available na mga materials po that you could print at home. You could do that with your child. Tapos, meron na pong mga guide doon. Marami rin po mga websites na nagsasuggest po talaga sila ng mga activities, specific activities that you could do with your child. Tapos, actually po, minsan, dun sa mga videos na pinapanood nila, meron din pong mga activities na makikita na na you could do with your child. At least po, hindi lang siya laging nasa gadget. You could also do that with him. Okay? Next, from Mommy Selmaria. Yung anak ko po, 3 years old siya, diagnosed with autism. Pasintabi po sa kumakain, lagi po niya pinaglalaruan yung private part niya, pati po yung poops niya, tapos kinakain niya po. Ganun po ba talaga sila? So, minsan po kasi, so yan po, marami pong bata that would present with such presentation. Minsan po kasi sensory sensitivities, yung baka na nila. Ang suggestion ko po pagka ganon, you have to call the attention and you have to teach the child na you have to teach them na hindi po dapat nila ginagawa yun. Yun po. Tapos, basta po, very important, you have to always call their attention. Minsan kasi parang, yung iba parang, kasi nga po sensitive yung parang napapabayaan minsan, but you always, wala naman po iba kasing magsasabi kundi tayo. So, kailangan po turuan natin anak natin na hindi magandang ginagawa yan. Yun po. Tapos, from Ate Ellen, I have a sister with autism po, and now she's trying to eat wall paint, paper, etc. What can we do to stop her from doing this? So ito po, ang suggestion ko po, you have to always give her something to do. Baka po kasi ginagawa niya yun. Pwede pong interest niya rin talaga, pero baka po minsan kasi wala na siyang magawang ibang, wala po siyang magawa. So I think you have to give her a lot of activities para at least po ma-prevent yung ma-prevent po yung desire niya to do those activities. Okay? Next, mental health question naman po to from Mommy Marilu. Kasama din po ba ang depression sa mga matitinding sumpong ng isang person with autism? So, meron pong mga, lalo na po sa mga adolescent and adults with autism, meron po talaga sa kanilang nagre-present with symptoms of depression. So, in those cases po, it would be best na na pa-check po natin sila kagad kasi po kung depression po baka kailangan natin silang kailangan mag-medicate, ano po ba yung mga simptomas nito, yung mga hindi pagkain, pagbabago ng ano po sa pagtulog o kaya yung lagi na lang silang malungkot. Pagka meron po kayong napapansin na mga ganung bagay, it would be best to have your child follow up with their doctors. Okay? So, yun po.
So, thank you so much, Doc Kat. Alam kong nauuhaw-uhaw ka na. At grab something to drink muna. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to also ask yung mga additional na questions na hindi natin na before. For example, Doc, what is the difference between ABA and occupational therapy? Ano yan? Tanong ni Mommy Meryl.
Okay, so Mommy Meryl, ABA po is Applied Behavioral Analysis. So, difference po nun, yung theories that the theories that they follow in providing intervention for our kids. So, ABA po, Applied Behavioral Analysis. So, ang ano nila, based on the behavior, they try to find out the antecedent and work on it. Occupational therapy naman po, kaya po maraming minsan nalilito kasi po parang most of them would also address the behavior. Kaya po lagi yung question eh. Pero po, parang yung approach din po nila would be different. So, based on the behavior, they will check po kung ano yung things that they could do to address the behavior. Parang ganun po. Okay?
Tapos the other clarification po that people are always asking, ano po ba, Doc, ang difference ng ASD, ADHD, Down syndrome? So that's a very typical area of confusion. Even lalo na po sa press, kapag kinakausap natin ng press, kadalasan hindi nila mawari kung ano ang difference ng tatlong yon.
Okay. So, ang pinakamadali po sigurong dyan is Down syndrome. Ang pinakamadaling sagutin kasi it's a genetic disorder. So, yun po, Down syndrome po, it's a genetic disorder, usually accompanied by intellectual disability or global developmental delay. So, sila po yung mga may typical po na facial features, na yung slanting of the eyelid. So yun po, it's Down syndrome is a genetic disorder. Tapos pangalawa po yung ASD and ADHD. Usually po yung dalawang po yung medyo nalilito po ang parang we base our diagnosis on a diagnostic criteria. Usually po ang autism po, it's impairment in social communication, and yung kanina nga po yung repetitive stereotypic behavior and interest. Some children would also present with ADHD. Pero po, ang main difference po nila yung sa impairment po dun sa social communication. So, yun po. ADHD po kasi presents with signs and symptoms of hyperactivity and impulsivity and inattention. So, we base it on diagnostic criteria. Pero po, siguro para hindi kayo malito dun sa dalawa, ang main difference po nila yung social communication tsaka yung repetitive stereotypic behavior and interest that we see in children with autism.
Tapos, Doc, so paano po ngayon yung concept of comorbidity? Di ba itong mga kondisyon na to minsan nangyayari sa isang tao. So, ayun, parang kasi yung nag-overlap ba? So that's one, yung parang iba-ibang condition na nag-overlap. The other question na I also read in the thread, paano mo malalaman kung ano ba yon? ASD ba yon or puberty lang na nangyayari? Yung mga ganon, yung parang nag-overlap yung aming mga issues na hindi ngayon namin malalaman kung parang ano yung i-handle namin. Ano bang suggestion niyo just mga ganyan?
It would depend po kasi, it would depend on the child. I would suggest po na mahirap po mamona yung overlapping nga po ng ano kasi what to address first and yung understanding din po para sa mga parents and ano po I think pagka ganun po we should address yung primary concerns po at the time of at a specific period of time. Parang ganun po.
Tama. And ako naman, Doc, na syempre kasi ang mga professionals, iba parang you see our children like for an hour at the most. Kami po sa bahay, nakikita namin yung mga anak namin buong araw. So ako, ang advice ko lang palagi sa mga magulang is huwag kayong masyadong mag-depend dun sa label. Tumingin kayo, mag-observe kayo, ano ba yung talagang pangangailangan ng bata. So yung pinaka-primary na pangangailangan, yun yung una nating gawa ng paraan, di ba?
Tama po. Mas matagal po nila kayong kausap, kasama, kesa sa amin, kesa rin po dun sa mga therapist nila. So the parents would know best.
But of course, kami naman, we also value another opinion. Kasi kami minsan, ang problema namin, masyado kaming malapit. So parang marami na kaming mga preconceived notions. Pero a professional allows us to understand something na, hindi namin napansin yon kasi we were looking at it from a different angle, di ba? So yun. So I think it's very important that moving forward, hindi po tayo mag-depend sa sarili lang natin. Dapat meron tayong mga kapartners. Kaya nandiyan nga po yung mga professionals para magkaroon tayo ng team, whether it's your developmental pediatrician or occupational therapist, your speech pathologist, yung inyong teacher, yung inyong kapatid na tumutulong sa pag-alaga ng anak ninyo, lahat po yan ay part of your team. O, di ba? Doc, thank you so much for all of the things that you've done for us today. Alam ko nga, medyo mahaba-haba yung pag-monologue mo ng isang oras. Do you have some final advice for all of the ASP parents out there?
I think po, ang best advice po that I could give to all of you during this time po, this testing time for us is to take this opportunity to know your children more, to work with your children. Kasi ito po buong buong araw natin kasama po natin sila. So let's look at it in a positive, positive, dun po tayo dun sa positive, na we could use this time to know our children more and to help them more. Yan po.
Thank you so much, Doc Kat. At para po sa lahat ng mga nakikinig today, I guess I would just like to remind you na the Autism Society Philippines is actually offering consultations, one-on-one consultations, or actually hindi one-on-one dahil we are offering consultations for free to professional teams. And the professional teams can talk to you, and occupational therapists, speech pathologists can help you create a home program. Kailangan nyo lang pong gawin, pumunta kayo sa ASP Facebook page, you go to the top, and makikita nyo po doon yung Ask the Experts. Magpa-schedule po kayo para magkaroon kayo ng session na parang yung anak nyo lang talaga ang pag-uusapan. At I guess, for me naman po, before we close for today, ang gusto ko lang po sabihin sa inyo na dapat kalma lang. Nakakahawa po ang kalma. Alam po ng mga anak natin kapag stress tayo. Alam po ng mga anak natin kapag galit tayo. So, just spread the calm. Make sure that you are in a good place. If you take care of yourself, you will be able to take care of those you love. So yun po, maraming salamat. I'd also like to tell you na over the next couple of days, marami po tayong mga kaibigan who also signed up, kind of like Dr. Kat. Tomorrow, we're going to have a speech pathologist, si Teacher Susie, who is the president of the Philippine Association of Speech Pathologists. On Wednesday, we will have SPED professional. We're going to have Teacher Landa Bautista, who is going to consult with us regarding all of your questions on education and transition planning. Pagkatapos po sa Thursday, we're going to have Teacher Ana Tan Pascual, who is an occupational therapist, and she will be talking to us on all of your concerns on behavior modification, also on things that the OTs can help with to help your child with daily life. So yun po. Doc Katz, thank you ulit ha. Maraming salamat
You're
po.
welcome po. Thank you for inviting me.
Hindi nyo po alam yung laki ng tulong ninyo sa community namin. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.